Action, and our topic today is keeping control of your temper. Lorraine Purcell, a international best-selling author and family harmony expert, is with us this morning. I'm thinking that we can both relate to this.
Oh, yeah,
bit.
very much.
Maybe a little bit?
Very much. I still have to watch it with my grandkids.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
How many grandkids do you have?
I have 4.
Wow. Okay. All right. So whether it's your kids or your grandkids, we don't want to be that parent or grandparent that just loses their cool.
Yeah. And the reason that we fall into that temper thing is because of our expectations. And we have our expectations that things are supposed to be going a certain way and in this rigid schedule and blah, 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 blah. You know, when you're around kids, Kevin, you just have to forget it. You just have to let a whole,
I'm trying to
whole lot
flash
just
back
go
and remember that. Yeah.
off into the wind, right?
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do?
Well, I'll tell you what happens a lot of the time, and I'm sure our viewers can relate to this. You're under pressure. You're trying to get the kids out the door, or you're trying to get the house cleaned, and you're right, expectations. I was just thinking, well, maybe it's just because we're under so much pressure, but you're right. It's the expectations that you have for these kids.
And you've got these individuals that are whole other human beings. And we think that as parents, we're supposed to just be able to corral them and get them to do what we want them to do. And I think it's kind of God's cruel joke, you know, to
like
give
herding cats.
Herding cats.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
okay, I think it's all about us relaxing and letting the house be messy, letting the dishes stay. What is the biggest priority? What is the most important thing here? It might not be the dishes. It might not be having things pristine. It might be relating to your child.
Okay.
Finding out what's going on inside of their life.
I've heard in the past in media reports that, you know, it always helps to just take a moment to pause, just a couple of seconds, catch your breath, take that deep breath, and then just kind of refocus, reset the mind. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds really good. One of the things I wrote about in the international best-selling book was the 4F formula mothering.
The
4F formula mothering.
Okay, all right.
Which is about actually using your child to help you with your temper, because they can see it come on your face.
Oh, they know.
They know. And so if they feel safe to say, Mom, you're doing that again, promise them you won't get upset, and let them point it out to you. Like, okay, I'm going to work on this. When you see it happening on my face, I'm going to stop and I'm going to breathe, I'm going to center, and I'm going to choose how I want to be.
Well, that's important because the kids watch you, and if they see Mom and Dad doing that, they get the idea that that's the acceptable way to handle things.
Yeah, my mom and dad used to say, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, yeah. That
doesn't fly.
Doesn't work, yeah.
So it is by example, yes.
Okay, so expand a little bit more on the 4 Fs then, you said?
I've got to think what they are.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it up. But basically, it's how do you incorporate your child into you working on your temper or the bad things that you're doing, the things you're doing that you wish were different as a parent.
But that would admit to your child that you're not perfect.
And don't they know that already?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes we have a hard time letting them know as Mom and Dad that, yeah, we don't know everything.
If we hold on to that rigidness, guess what? They're going to be like that when they raise their kids, and they're going to be rigid. And it's all about being right instead of being centered and being honest and being vulnerable. And if we can be vulnerable to our kids, they know that you're the parent, but you actually do need their help, because when you get into your temper, you're actually in a hypnotic trance that they need to bring to your mind so that you can breathe and go, oh, okay, now the black is starting to go away and I can see more clearly. And
of course, we can always contact you, LorrainePurcell.com, and you can maybe talk us down off the ceiling, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I can. Yes, of course.
Right. All right, so again, do we have the phone number there?
It's 808-936-4370.
And you'll actually just chat with us for a few minutes, and we
will.
can just kind of unload on you.
Yes, unload on me, and we can probably reschedule where I can give you a little more time, but you know, I can definitely help you there and see if there's any help I can do for you in the future.
And in the meantime, they can always check out LorrainePurcell.com. All right, thank you, Lorraine.
Kevin.
We'll be right back.